Billy, hi, I'm Stuart Patterson. I've just watched your video on accents and your question about where do accents come from, and you said it was fascinating, and it is. It's a fascinating idea. Where do all these accents come from? Obviously, I've got an accent, and like you, I can't hear it when I speak. But when I listen to my videos, it sounds absolutely appalling. And people are often confused about my accent. People often get me mixed up about where I come from. The closest people will get is to say that I'm South African, but then other people peg me as Australian or Kiwi. I'm Zimbabwean, which would be a subset of South African, I suppose, for many people. The thing that strikes me about accents like mine is that I think that all the colonial accents, Australian, New Zealand, South African, Zimbabwean, all have a lot in common. And one of the things they have in common is this nasal aspect. We all tend to talk through our noses, you know. Now I was born and bred in Zimbabwe. I spent 13 years in the UK and now nearly 4 years in France. So I think my accent may have mellowed a bit, remarkably. But if I was to put it on, this is how Zimbabweans really talk. It's a really annoying, really vicious accent, and especially if you put on lots of the slang and stuff that goes with it. Yeah, but where did all these colonial accents come from? The colonies, of course, had a lot of immigrants from Scotland. A lot of Scots in Australia and New Zealand and Zimbabwe, Irish, and then so did America. Maybe there's something in that. Yeah, give me your thoughts. Let's. Where did accents come from, and where are they going? England. The accents in England are always changing. Another thing I find interesting is when I first came to England, I had a hard time distinguishing the various English accents. And I couldn't tell, for example, I couldn't tell Brummie from Mancunian. I probably couldn't tell Geordie from Scots. But with time, your ear tunes in, and then after a while, they become obvious. And it's the same here in France. Learning to speak French. My French is quite good now. At first, I couldn't. It was all French. It all sounded the same. Whereas now, I start to pick out Parisian accents from the accents down in Marseille, and the local accents around here as well. So it's definitely something that you get attuned to, which links to what you were saying about American accents. And I'm sure Americans can probably pick out American accents down to the state, and maybe even down to the city within the state. Whereas to us, often it all just sounds American. Anyway, enjoying your vids. Glad to have discovered you. Glad we've got lots of things in common. I'm going to spend time and go through all your atheist vids. The stuff you've got in the Bible looks very interesting. Later. Cheers.